welcome back to They Call Me Uncle. Today's panel about an alien. A resident alien.
Not Resident Evil. I got that very wrong and was beaten.
Severely.
Mm-hmm.
So, Resident Evil, now you've got me doing it. Resident Alien was created by Peter Hogan, who is the writer, and Steve Parkhouse, who is the artist. It was first published in 2011 by Dark Horse Comics, and so we're going to talk about that today. Actually, it wasn't the comic that I was introduced to as much as the TV show. So, one of my friends, JP, he suggested that I might like Resident Alien, and so I went and looked it up, and the big draw for me was it stars Alan Tudyk.
Alan is called a lance. Hello, Tudyk.
It's called a lance. Hello.
What I knew him from was Firefly. That's where I first saw him, and I'm a big fan. And it was cool to see that he got his own series, and it's a sci-fi series, science fiction series. It's on the SYFY Channel, which can mean it's good or not so good.
Yeah, of Man-Thing fame.
I've got to go out in that swamp and stop whatever's killing people, and I don't know if I can protect you.
None of this is your fault.
Yeah, that's true. And so,
Who lit all those fires? We still don't know!
I watched the first few episodes and really enjoyed them, so I suggested to my wife that she watch them, and she liked them. And it's really hard to find a show that she and I can enjoy together.
Oh yeah.
But with both of us liking it, then we thought, hey, I'll look into it a little further. And so I ordered this. This is the Resident Evil Omnibus.
Oh!
He said evil.
I've infected all of you.
He has messed us up. Resident Alien Omnibus. Yes. Now, when I was collecting, I would never purchase trade paperbacks, and that's really what an omnibus is. It's a collection of stories or comics, and they're reprints. And when you're collecting, you only collect first printings. You don't hardly ever collect a second printing or a trade paperback. But because I don't collect anymore, it was really handy to just order this collection. There's actually 3 full series in this collection. The first one is called Welcome to Earth, which I think the show is pretty much based on. The second is The Suicide Blonde, and the third is The Sam Hain Mystery. When this arrived, it's about 300 pages long. I sat down and read the whole thing in one sitting.
Paying for the book.
Oh yeah, the art is really solid, and the writing is really exceptional. And it kind of reads like a TV series, but it reads and follows kind of like a mystery more than anything. Now, watching the show, one of the things I was looking at as I read this and compared with the show was, this reads like a mystery. The show is more of a fish out of water thing. You have an alien who comes to Earth, doesn't really fit in, and it reminded me a little bit of Mork and Mindy, a little bit of Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah.
But much darker and very, very humorous. Now, the comic isn't near as humorous and isn't, it's not as dark, but I think it is really good. Both the series and the comic have strengths, and that's unusual for an adaptation to, bring in some improvements. And so, mostly what we're going to talk about, we just finished watching, these two hadn't seen Resident Alien, so we watched the first 2 together. And we used our review system, and so we're going to kind of tell you our thoughts on the first 2 episodes, and then at the end we'll tell you our scores. So, a couple things. One, Alan Tudyk does an excellent job as the alien. So the alien crashes on Earth and immediately has to take out somebody and takes their identity. And he has the ability to mask his identity and appear human to everyone but like one person in a million. And one of the things I was a little concerned with is the one person in a million who can see through his disguise is a little boy. I usually don't like kids in shows. That's just my preference.
Golly, an alien.
Well, this kid...
I better write the president.
This kid is outstanding.
I'm a post office man. I'm good with my eyes. And I saw that alien, and he's gone.
You work at the post office. How much does a stamp cost?
$100.
I knew it! You're him!
$1,000.
I know it. And you're dumb. Stamps are like $30 each, stupid.
Don't call me stupid. You little...
I don't know how kids work.
He quickly became one of my favorite characters on the show.
Me too. I started hating him, and then it was like this
he's
thin
fantastic.
line, about to hate him, about to love him, and I think we all fell in love with that guy at like the same moment.
Well, in the first episode, you know, they're introducing characters, they're moving things along quickly. It takes place in the show in a place called Paradise, Colorado. Patience, Colorado. And you're introduced to the characters, and I really liked all the characters except the sheriff.
Oh, you funny, huh? You funny.
The sheriff
Yeah.
is so overacted and obnoxious. He didn't really, in 2 episodes, he didn't grow on me. His deputy, pay close attention to the deputy because
She's like on it.
she has like insight.
He didn't believe me when I told him about the alien. Nobody does.
Well, look, maybe he didn't believe you because he can't see the alien, right? It's probably putting up some kind of mind shield that only you can see through because you're special.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What she says is what's going on. And
Yeah.
She's outstanding.
She just casually, off the cuff, just mentions.
Yeah.
She like indulges this obviously insane little boy and describes exactly what actually happened.
It's really good.
Okay.
So, Alan Tudyk is outstanding.
Yes, that's
the
me.
nurse, her name's Asta.
Asta.
It's actually Asta.
I'd say from the smell she's been dead at least 6 hours.
What the mother hell?
You're not dead.
And she's Native American, and they both, the book and the show, tie in little elements of Native American lore, and I really liked how they did that. The bartender, she doesn't have much to do in the first episode, but by the second one, she's a lot more engaged.
There's more to her than meets the eye, for sure.
There's a lot more to her. They pulled me into the show, got me to recommend it to not only my wife, but these 2 guys.
That's
and
awesome.
so it was a really good find. And one of the other things I did was, before I ordered this, just for fun, I went and looked up the comic books. When they were first published, they came out at around, $2.99, $3.99, and they were sitting at about $25 to $30 a piece for the first comics of the Welcome to Earth. I checked recently, and they're running up around $100 a piece, or $120 for the whole set if you can find them. So the comic getting made into a TV show has really driven the price up, which is great. The series has been renewed, so it's kind of a big congratulations to them, and I can see why. It's a good show.
Like, what I enjoyed about it is, like, his morality is not of this earth, obviously, so he like, develops emotions, he starts caring about his coworkers and the people who depend on him, except that kid. He has no qualms about straight-up murdering that kid.
Kid went nuts.
What? Why?
I have no idea. I'm going to cut your head off!
Like, and that kid starts off so irritating. Just it runs every time he sees this alien. But then as he starts building up his nerve and like confronting this guy head on, you start to like him.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't sure about that.
Within 2 episodes, he had become one of my favorite characters, and really the kid, the actor, is doing a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah. My 5-star moments were usually the really comedic ones. When Max, the little boy's getting stitches.
We have Novocaine for good boys. Tell me, Max, are you going to be a good boy?
Of course.
Well then, let's put in a couple of stitches.
That was one of my favorite moments. When Harry is first being a doctor, his misunderstanding of things was really funny.
Oh.
That's when it reminded me of kind of Mork and Mindy and Third Rock from the Sun. But those are just full-on sitcoms. This is kind of a dark comedy.
I'd say so. It gets dark when it wants to.
People do die. There was a murder to start the whole thing off. And so it's definitely not a sitcom, but very, very funny.
Children, hide your parents. Do we want to talk about the nipples?
No, but we'll show right here.
No, we won't.
This is the minimal edit.
Well, unless we comment on it. I mean, yeah.
We can censor the crap out of it. No.
I guess we don't have to show them the nipples, Uncle.
Like, that was one of my lowest moments of the 2 episodes we watched. That was almost a 2-star moment because...
Really? I gave it a 5 because it's hilarious.
Like, this alien flashes back to when he first arrived on Earth and he's starving after a long voyage, naturally. So he happens across this barn and finds a cow. And perhaps you are thinking what I'm thinking. It's like, ooh, he's gonna unhitch his jaw, boa constrictor style, and straight up eat this cow. He does not eat that cow.
Nope.
He does the other thing cows do.
Provide milk.
Ugh! And it was almost a 2-star moment for me, but then I thought, you know what? You subverted my expectations. You were aware of them. In other words, you played me like a chump. So, yeah, that deserves another point. Well played.
Oh, yeah.
The show's really good at that, actually, subverting
It is.
your expectations.
It doesn't follow all the tropes.
Lazy humans made us build Stonehenge for them.
Where was that effort from the humans when we were helping them build Stonehenge? Bunch of idiots just sitting around drinking mead, making us do all the work? Lazy druids. I can't leave. I'm
Druids, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll pop up our scoreboard. So for one of the things we did, we watched 2 episodes so that we had enough material that it could go on the scoreboard with the movies. So we need a minimum of 75 minutes. And so we watched 2 episodes, and my score came out at a 4.111.
Admirable.
Which puts it at the top of my board and at the top of the sci-fi fantasy category. Mason's score came out at a 4.280, even higher than mine. And Carter's came out at a 3.720. All three of us now have it at the top of our categories, or at the top of our scoreboards and at the top of the category. So when we finish watching the series, we'll come back to it and compare it to the first story in here, which is Welcome to Earth, and give you a little more insight and see how our scores hold up. That's about it.
We're on it, man.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us. Like and subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's cool too. We'll be back again. And if you see aliens out there, call your local physicians.
Do it.
They could be
Anywhere.
local physician.
Yeah, because he's a doctor.
I have no idea.
The police won't believe you.
Yeah. And to help you.
I'm going to cut your head off.
Good night or good morning.
I think he called me in black.